Okay. So website and blog development. We'll start with the definition of what website is, which most of you may be knowing, and I have been also been repeating this sentence very often and now and again. That it is a collection of pages. Yes, you are unable to hear my voice?
मैम एक्चुअली मेरे को स्लाइड शो नहीं हो रही थी.
स्लाइड शो नहीं हो रही है.
हो रही मतलब नहीं हो रही थी, अब हो रही है.
जिसकी नई स्लाइड शो हो रही है प्लीज एक बार लॉग आउट करके फिर लॉग इन कर लो, बिकॉज आई हैव शेयर्ड इट और यू यूज सम अदर सिस्टम. Right. So let us start with website and blog development portion of your unit 1. Website, it is a set of interconnected web pages, usually including a home page, generally located It includes a home page and it is generally located at the same server, prepared and maintained as a collection of information by a person, group, or an organization, right? So it's a collection of web pages that I had very often told you what website is all about. But these web pages are also interlinked with each other. So that is what is known as your interconnected web pages. So one web page will have a link through which, by clicking on which you can move to the next web page. You might have all experienced it practically. The set of interconnected web pages usually include a home page, generally located at the same server, prepared and maintained as a collection of information by a person, group, or organization. Website is a presence on the World Wide Web, which is www, a part of URL that generally all online users type in when they have to visit some website. To qualify as a bona fide site, it must be available over the internet around the clock. A website is a collection of web pages coded in HTML that are linked to each other and to the pages of other sites or websites as well. Website is run or it is hosted on a web server by the site's owner, a web hosting provider, or an ISP, which is Internet Service Provider. Now, there are different types of websites. We'll discuss a few of those types of websites. First one is your personal website. So as the name suggests, personal means as an individual, you create your own websites, which will give information about yourself. It may also be your own personal blog page. You may include certain options to earn some amount of money using that personal website. You may be having a lot of photos, vlogs, that is video logs, and links to social media platforms, etc. So it is a website developed to take the ideas, thoughts, and general content out into the world, which is the personal website. So it's not necessary as an individual. You may have a personal website. A company also has their own company specific website, which will also be coming under the personal website. E-commerce website. Second one is your e-commerce website. As the name suggests, it is a website which helps the online users do online buying, right? And there are a number of suppliers who sell their product using this e-commerce website. So it has to have a payment gateway. It has to have a e-catalog sort of a setup wherein the different products which are available on the e-commerce websites will be on display. So it sells products. When using a website builder to create the site, which is your e-commerce website, one can use e-commerce category that will enable to add a shopping cart, which is important part of your e-commerce website, to the website where the potential customers can use credit card to purchase the items. So you have two options. One is your payment gateway. Right? Payment gateway. And the other one is your cart, which is shopping cart. So these two things are important things which are available on e-commerce website, which is not available on any other type of website. There is a certain amount of setting up to do with an e-commerce website, but it is usually simple. Paying a monthly or an annual fee for hosting on a platform, which is a server, where everything is available, is a great way to set up the e-commerce website, which is also, in very layman's language or simple terms, it is known as an online shop. Then you have portfolio websites. Portfolio means a person, an individual, he wants to showcase all the work that he or she has been doing in his professional life. So that is what is portfolio website. They are extremely helpful to showcase examples of one's work all in one place. Portfolio websites are popular for any creator, especially individuals who are artistic by their nature. Whether that can be an artist, photographer, they are also artistic people, journalist, or graphic designer. So they'll put in all the different types of work that they have done, that they have included in their professional life, and that is what they showcase on these websites. Next is you have your non-profit website. As the name suggests, non-profit website is a website which gives information about the social work that can be done using that particular platform. So they are important for any charity. It is an integral part of putting the cause out there for the public to find and donate to. Having a non-profit website gives a chance to explain what the charity is all about and what cause of action is, while letting someone decide for themselves if they want to support it or not. I've given snapshots of both these examples. One is your portfolio website, where you can see Kevin John Gomez. He has put in this is what is showing his work, the blog. Then you have your about, contact, right? This is a snapshot of your non-profit website, right? Sponsoring a child for education or for any other thing. Then you have your business website. It is any website that's built to represent a business. Can be a company-specific website, which is giving details about what the company is into, the product portfolio that the company is into selling to the market, right? Some of the important clients the company may be having. So that is what is known as your business website. At the very least, it includes what the business is about. That's what I told you about the products and services they offer, the contact information, right? A business website can also act as an e-commerce website if it includes the option to purchase products, but often provides more information about the company than a simple e-commerce website does. So you might have seen most of the e-commerce websites, they don't give a lot of information about the company whose product is being sold using their platform. But in business website, information about the company is given, which may include what the company is into, what type of business, and since when they have been into existence in the market, the portfolio of the products that they are offering to the market, with the details of those products. They may also give details of some of the important clients. Some of the customer testimonials may be put in as another part of the web page to the business website. It also includes the contract information, uh, including not only the address of the company and the contact details, but also contact details of some of the important personals who are there within the company. The sixth type of website is your entertainment website. This exists purely for entertainment purposes. That means the content which is there on such website uh, is for entertainment purpose. Successful entertainment websites are extremely popular and receive hundreds of thousands of hits every day. Entertainment websites are about boosting the mood of the reader and having a little fun. A couple of prime examples of entertainment websites are the immensely popular BuzzFeed and Onion. Any other examples, students, which you can think of, which can be categorized as a part of entertainment website? Batao. Yes, students? Entertainment website. Any other example? Yes?
Ma'am, Netflix.
Okay.
Netflix, ma'am.
Correct.
And Amazon Prime videos.
Yeah, correct. Amazon Prime.
Ma'am, Hotstar.
You can view a number of videos over there. Yes, Ankita, anything else you want to add?
Ma'am, Hotstar.
Come again?
Ma'am, Hotstar.
No, WhatsApp, it is not a website, beta. It's a messenger.
Ma'am, Hotstar.
Okay,
Hotstar.
Hotstar. So your voice is not clear. So that's why I couldn't understand. Yes, Hotstar.
Okay, ma'am.
Hotstar. Apart from this, there are a number of news-related websites, right? Like you have your news channels who also have their online presence, right? You have your newspapers who are also available online. So they will also be a part of your entertainment websites, like your website related to Times of India, website related to Hindustan Times, online website related to Republic channel, right? Similarly, you have online presence of NDTV as a news channel, right? So they are also known as your entertainment website. The reason being, more than videos, you have a lot of content over there, which generally the online users read for entertainment purpose. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Next, we have brochure websites. Brochure, as the name suggests, it's a collection of information which is there, which are arranged in a particular manner. So brochure websites are a type of business websites, but they are much simpler. It consists of basically a few pages, exactly what the business has to offer, So offering, what will be the business offering? Basically the products or the services. So mostly the details about the products or services, along with the pictures, or maybe a small video giving demonstration of how to use the product. So these are such type of information which are existing in your brochure websites. They usually include about page, description of the product or services, possibly a photo gallery, and a contact page. So that's the small category of information that is available. But if the products are of multiple types, so naturally the brochure websites will also be having a lot of content. The eighth type of website is educational website. which are the websites which are giving information about the academic institutions, or for any other company which is offering online course. So they are known as your educational websites. They may also offer educational materials to the customers and may also be considered an e-commerce website. Why it can be considered an e-commerce website, educational websites? Any idea, students? Some of the education websites, they have the option of buying online content, educational content, by making payment. So that is why they also offer an e-commerce functionality in their websites. Right? Is it clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Next comes your web portal websites. Web portal is a concept and it is different from website. Portal is the collection of web pages, which is a type of website which is quite dynamic in nature. Dynamic in the sense there are a lot of updates and changes happening on the portal, maybe within few hours or almost every day. Right? So such website, and then the other changes that happens is you can transact and you can interact almost instantaneously using these web portals. So they are not designed for general public to use. They are often a portal to private information meant only for the eyes of a company employees, students enrolled in online courses, or for other internal purposes. Now what happens, some of the company specific websites, right, or business websites that we were discussing, they have the option of giving accessibility to their business partners, as in the suppliers or the vendors. Right? So how they give an accessibility? They have a web page which is added to the business website, using which they can log in and get into the ERP of the company. Right? So such type of facility, if it is given on business website, so they also become web portal rather than just simply a business website. Now, a very commercial form of web portal, which I can give you an example, is in terms of, if you see, there are booking websites, right? Like booking your tickets, if it is your IRCTC website. So it is also a web portal. It not only facilitates you booking or doing a reservation to us on a specific train, but along with it, it gives you many other services which are available on the IRCTC website. That means option of, or the facility of availing cab service by booking through irctc.co.in or booking a hotel room, right? So that is a very commercialized form of a web portal where it is not internally to the organization, but yet they are providing a platform to the online users wherein they can utilize a number of, you can utilize to access or to avail different types of services. The 10th type of website is infopreneur websites. Now, an infopreneur, as the name suggests, is an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur means a person who is setting up his or her own business. Infopreneur means a person who is setting up the business of selling content or selling information. So there are infopreneur websites. There are often multiple types of websites rolled into one. They are part of the business websites, part of personal websites, part of e-commerce store, part of blog, and part of education. They exist for public figure to get their information out there in the form of ebooks, tutorials, courses, or videos. As I told you, information is being sold or is being sold out to the market. So that is why they are categorized as infopreneur websites. Infopreneur often sell their teachings on the website, on their websites, and offer certain amount of free information as well. Now you have some of the websites which are collection of a lot of business research or scientific research that is happening around the world. Now, to a certain degree, some of the information is available free to view by the online users. But if the online user wants the complete details of the research that has been conducted and uploaded on such type of infopreneur websites, he has to make some payment to the person, that is the infopreneur, who is operating the website or who is owner of the website. Is that clear, students?
मैम अनअकैडमी आएगा इसके अंदर क्या?
आपने
आपने जो अभी अनअकैडमी आएगा एग्जाम्पल में क्या?
इन्फोप्रेन्योर में अनअकैडमी में ठीक है, अगर आप एजुकेशन रिलेटेड एजुकेशनल कंटेंट की सेलिंग कर रहे हो, देन यस यू कैन टेक अनअकैडमी, राइट? देयर आर अ नंबर ऑफ ई जर्नल्स ऑल्सो विच आर अवेलेबल, जो मैंने एग्जाम्पल दिया है. तो ई जर्नल्स के वेबसाइट्स हैं जहां पे आपको रिसर्च पेपर्स डाउनलोड करने के लिए यू विल हैव टू मेक द पेमेंट. सो दैट इज ऑल्सो टाइप ऑफ योर इन्फोप्रेन्योर वेबसाइट. ठीक है, एजुकेशनल कंटेंट्स जहां से सेल हो रहा है, इट्स नॉट जस्ट टीचिंग द स्टूडेंट्स, प्रोवाइडिंग अ प्लेटफॉर्म टू टीच द स्टूडेंट्स, बट ऑल्सो selling the content or selling those lectures to the students. So such type of websites will also be categorized as infopreneur websites.
Ma'am, any institutional website?
No, it's not institutional website, because in institutional websites or educational institutional websites, you don't find any content which is being sold out by the educational institute. ठीक है, जनरली तो नहीं होता है. आपका जैसे ये अनअकैडमी लिया है या फिर बायजूस है, इनका सेटअप ही अलग है. They are there to sell the content or to sell their teaching, which is online teaching. So yes, such type of websites, they can be categorized as infopreneur. Clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we'll move ahead. We have media websites. They exist first and foremost to inform the public about current news. So news related websites will also be coming under your media websites. Events, rather than focusing on creating content for the purpose of entertainment, right? These include such websites as CNN, Daily Mail, and Fox News. The next type of website is wiki or community forum websites. Now, what is the characteristic of wiki? The content can be added by anyone, right, on that platform. That is why it's given wiki / or community forum websites. The first website that pops into your mind in this category is probably Wikipedia. And if you know that what Wikipedia is, you know that it contains information compiled through a community. Anyone can add to Wikipedia and other community forum websites. They work the same way. These can be simple to create, and user-generated content is primary source of information. Just remember this term, students, because we are going to come across this term user-generated content very often when we move ahead with studying the other units as well. Right? User-generated content means online users. They are typing the content, which becomes a part of the content, which is then circulated to all the other online users who are viewing that particular web page. Next concept.
मैम एक बार बैक स्लाइड कर दीजिए.
हाँ. Yes. So it's clear, wiki and community forum websites and media websites, they are slightly different from entertainment websites, right? Because some portion of these media websites, they are basically
ma'am.
content which is provided in these media websites at some portion, especially the news related items. They are there for giving the current news or events that is happening not only within the country but around the world. So it's giving content, it's providing content which is more than, which is beyond entertainment, right? Yes, anyone who?
मैम हो गया.
ठीक है. So we'll move ahead, right, Ankita?
Yes ma'am.
So next concept that we'll be discussing is keywords. We have been, I mean, I have been telling you about keywords very often, as and when we come across the word of, कौन से term जब आता है सामने आपके, it's written over here, SEO, search engine optimization. So keyword is the term which has been used very often since day one when I started introducing you to this subject. Why keywords is being covered up over here as a part of website development? Because the content needs to be prepared to while you are planning to develop a website. So once you are getting into developing content, it is important for you to understand to use the keywords, appropriate keywords, so that your web pages or your website is reflected on the search engine results page, first page, or to be more specific, on the top 5 results of the search engine results page. So keywords are search terms. That means they are the word that is being typed into the search engine text box. Right? So you type in some keywords over here. For example, you may be typing in your sports shoes. So for a shoe manufacturer, it's important to use this sports word, because shoe will always be there, or shoes will always be there in the content on his website if the person is a shoe manufacturer. But sports, so category of shoes will be your sports shoes as well. Or even if the person doesn't manufacture sports shoes, they may be manufacturing a type of casual shoes. So they may try to integrate sports somewhere in the content which is there on their website. So they are the search terms that a website owner or SEO professional will use to optimize the website in the hopes of ranking at the top of Google's results for specific keywords. Anything searched on a search engine, whether a single word or a phrase, is considered a keyword. Sometimes you type right? You type such type of collection of words also in your search engine box. Advantages of digital marketing. So this a term which is given for this collection of words is known as your long tail keywords, right? So as a person who is developing the content for the website, he or she should be aware of the combination of the words that will be a part of the list of the keywords that has to be integrated in the website. So whatever URLs you find, if you type in this search keywords, will be part of your informational websites, where they will be either articles or research papers, which will be highlighting the advantages of digital marketing. Correct? So keywords can be a small, like only digital can be your keyword, or it can be collection of different words, that is also known as your keyword. So anything searched on a search engine, whether a single word or phrase, is considered a keyword. Why are keywords important? They are important because they can be targeted with marketing, right? You might have seen when an online user types in certain keywords, the search results that come out, that is reflected on the search engine's result page, reflects the URLs of all those websites which are very often visited by online users. So marketing, use of keywords in the content helps ease out the marketing process that the businessman may adapt for their business, right? Using your digital platform, which is your online platform. When the website is listed in the top of the results of a search, that keyword acts as a free source of website traffic. So this is what is known as your organic search. Of course, we'll be reading it once again when we discuss SEO in detail. So free source of traffic, website traffic, is your organic search. With an advertising budget in place, one can place pay-per-click ads, PPC ads. This is known as your paid searches.
मैम ऑर्गेनिक सर्च कैसे होता है?
ऑर्गेनिक सर्च मतलब
ऑर्गेनिक सर्च
कीवर्ड्स जो है आपने ऐसे अप्रोप्रिएट फाइंड आउट किए, यू लिस्टेड आउट 10 to 12 keywords which are very closely linked with your business, right? And you use it exhaustively in the content that you post on the internet platform. Content doesn't mean कि वेबसाइट पे ही कंटेंट होगा, वो कंटेंट आपके सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म का भी हो सकता है. तो एज अ कंपनी अगर आप वो कंटेंट सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म का एक आप पोस्ट क्रिएट कर रहे हो, तो उस पोस्ट में जो आप 5-6 लाइन लिखोगे उसमें भी वो कीवर्ड्स आपको डालने होंगे, राइट? सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज व्हेनेवर दैट कीवर्ड इज टाइप्ड इन, so the web page wherein your content is available, which includes that keyword, that will be reflected on the search engine's result page. So that is free source for website traffic because you have not paid anything, but your URL is being reflected, and by clicking on that website address, the online user gets diverted or gets directed towards your website. So that is what creates your website traffic. And free source because you are not giving any payment in the form of advertisement. Because advertisement ko to online user click karta hai if he is interested. But this is just a link which the online user may click because he may be interested in that type of a content. So is it clear now? Organic search is your, another name for this you can say is free search. Pay-per-click ads is paid because advertisements are not free of cost. You will have to make certain amount of payment. We'll get into technicalities when we'll be discussing search engine optimization. So with advertising budget in place, one can place pay-per-click ads on specific keywords. That is how Google ad operates. ठीक है, आपके सर्च इंजन रिजल्ट्स पेज में मैंने पहले भी बताया, फर्स्ट जो लिंक सर्च रिजल्ट जो रिफ्लेक्ट होगा, दैट विल ऑलवेज बी एन एड जो इस तरह, दिस इज द सिंबल दैट इज बीइंग गिवन. just beside the website link or the URL link, which is reflected as number 1 of your search result. Advertisers bid for this space, at the top of the results page for specific keywords. Okay? So that is why keywords become important, and a lot of thinking is done before identifying the keywords in your list of keywords to be included in all the contents related to your company or related to your brand, which is available in the internet. So why do we choose a keyword? For an online business, keywords are the strategy. Strategy हो गया because आपकी search, आपका जो online presence है वो तभी boost up होती है जब online users they start searching for you, they start looking out for you. So looking out for you process starts when you are able to associate the specific keywords which the online users type in very often to search for products or services which are closely related to your type of business. So for online business, keywords are the strategy. They are the battles a marketer chooses to fight in hopes of outdoing the competitors and directing people using search engines. कहाँ direct करना है? To web pages. The company specific or business specific web pages. When you look at the keywords that a website has rankings for, that is your keyword portfolio. Keyword portfolio means the collection of keywords in a single place. You can see the website's strengths and the area where they excel over the competitors. Keyword research, that means deciding how to use or which type of keyword should you select to include in the content that you will be using in your website. So keyword research is the process of finding the right keywords for your own website to target. You don't want to target the most popular keywords about your product or industry. Those would be too competitive and expensive to advertise. So some of the qualities that the keyword should include, which you should be taking care of while you are trying to search for those keywords that you have to integrate in the content so that you can maximize your SEO, search engine optimization. So main qualities includes the search volume, the competition, price, which is cost per click, word count, and the intent. So search volume means how many number of times that specific keyword is searched by the online user. The more number of times the particular keyword is used, you would want to include it as a part of your content. But just remember, the more often a keyword is searched on the search engine, the less availability of that particular keyword is there. In terms of free of cost. So you will have to pay a certain amount of money. And for making that payment, it is also not that you approach a search engine optimizer and ask him or her to make the keyword available for you to purchase. That is also not possible. The most popular keywords have to be won in the bidding system, which is performed online. तो एक ऑक्शनिंग होती है जिसमें बिडिंग होती है और वो बिडिंग इसी पर्पस के लिए होती है कि कौन सबसे ज्यादा पैसा उस कीवर्ड को परचेज करने के लिए देगा. Whoever gives that money takes away the keyword and utilizes it in the content. And of course, that is reflected in being on the top search engine results page. Right? Competition, if it is... See, again, there are two aspects to it. If the keyword is being competed for by a large number of companies, its availability becomes difficult. But then if you get that keyword through bidding, your chances of driving the traffic towards the web pages where your information or content or even the platform from where you're selling to the online users, the diversion of the traffic towards those pages will be increased, right? If you use keywords where there is less competition, that means less number of businesses are vying or looking out for purchasing that keyword, so it will be easily available for with you, but then you will have to use some other form of online promotional effort to make yourself visible on the top results of the search engine results page. Price, which is cost per click. Price one, I told you, purchasing the keywords can be through bidding. The second type of price which is involved is your cost per click. Again, I discussed this very briefly to all of you. Is it depends on how much amount of money you pay if the online user clicks on the link on the search engine results page, landing into a web page where the details of your product will be given. If he is so much interested and motivated, he may again then click on the link where the information is of your product is given to place an order for purchasing your product, right? So accordingly, the price means how many number of times you will have to make payment to promote the sales of your product, right? Then we have the word count and intent. I'll stop over here and we'll discuss rest in the next class, because again, I'll take considerable amount of time to explain these two terms as well. Just hold on, students. Yes.